Hello, my name is Diane, and this is the New Old Nurse. Today I'm going to do a video that's probably been done by many people many times before, but they're probably all a lot less crazy and more aesthetic than mine's going to be. I'm going to show you what's in my nursing bag. Nothing too embarrassing, I hope. Tomorrow I start 3 12-hour shifts in a row, and I haven't actually really unpacked my bag from when I did my last 3 in a row last week, so this is exactly what I'll be taking with me because it's what I always take with me. And I probably take a lot more than some other people. First, you can see it's kind of a large bag. This is a big Vera Bradley tote bag. I used to carry a bag larger than this when I worked on night shift. Because I had like a change of shoes and stuff and a change of scrubs in my bag, so I didn't have to leave the building at night. Now if I bring a change of shoes or anything like that, I just have it in my car, so it's not actually in my bag. The other thing is my larger bag, which it's very large, okay? People would look at it and be like, what the heck are you bringing here? The thing I liked about that one though, is that it was like that rubbery sort of like beach bag material, so you could easily disinfect it. Because when you're putting your bag on the floor and stuff at work, you may not think about it, or even just your purse or the soles of your shoes, but they're picking up all the crap that's wherever you're working. Stuff that you can't see, molecules. This I just occasionally throw in the washing machine. It's actually done pretty well, but I don't do that after every shift, whereas with the plastic rubbery bags, you can. So I'd actually recommend that bag over the one I'm currently carrying. Okay, so the first thing I can see that's in the top of my bag is my lunch bag. Now, I knew this was empty when I came back from work at the end of my last 12-hour shift. Well, it does have a napkin in it. But so that's why it's still just stuck in here. If I knew it had like leftovers or anything in it, I would have taken this out and got rid of it. But it's still in there. I do have my own blood pressure cuff. It has my name on it, simply because I want to have it. I want to have one that I know works. I want to have one that I know I can find exactly where it is if I need it at short notice. Where I work, sometimes they disappear, they get left in people's rooms, they get taken home by accident, and so I like to have my own. I also know mine is good quality. Some of the ones that facilities get, if they get the automatic ones, are like $10 jobs on Amazon, and those may not always be the most accurate. So I always bring my own. I have a mask. I have this. I actually bought this in nursing school. I'm still using the same one. This is, your stethoscope case, but I stuff as much as I possibly can in here. I have this set that I bought in nursing school. I literally never use this, but it's not coming out. It's just part of the background in here. I have a pen light, which I very rarely use at the current job I'm in. I have a highlighter. I have a pen. I usually have more pens and stuff in here, but they've probably gotten stuck in little places in this bag, and so they're not in here. I have my own thermometer. I have my own pulse ox. Again, I just like having my own stuff. Sometimes I just wear this around my neck at work, so it's always available to have my name on it. I think I wrote my name on here, yeah. First of all, I worked at a facility that you had to provide your own equipment. There was no, I know that sounds insane, but you had to bring your own. Sometimes there'd be like a spare one in the med cart that you could use, but again, you don't want to count on that. You're responsible for taking vitals and charting it. So I just kind of got used to that. And also, again, sometimes the quality of the equipment where you're working or the battery runs out, whatever, I recommend you always have a set of your own stuff. I don't think everybody does that. I do recommend it. Of course, I have my stethoscope, and just a quick story about my stethoscope. Some people look at it and go, oh, I love that color. And I do too. But the reason I bought this color was not for the way that it looked. Well, I guess partially for the way that it looked, but it was because I knew it was a color most people wouldn't choose, and I wanted my stethoscope to be more unique so I could spot mine should I put it down somewhere or whatever. I didn't, a lot of people were buying pinks and purples, and even though those were cute, I'm like, probably nobody's gonna buy this lemon yellowy chartreusey color, so let me get this. And this, I cram all this together, keep it in here. This is just a box to my thermometer. I don't know why I still have it in there. Probably should take it out. Here's my manual blood pressure cuff. Again, I have my own. I know that it works. I know where it is. Same reason I have my automatic. This is the case that is supposed to go in. Obviously, the last time I used it, I did not put it back in the case, but that's what that's for. I do have a wrist blood pressure cuff. I don't love these. I know lots of people use them just because they're easy and you don't have to worry about something fitting the top of somebody's arm. And that's really the main reason why I use it, is if a regular cuff is uncomfortable for some folks on their upper arm. If anything I thought were questionable about the result of this cuff, I would just do it manually. You know, I mean, if you're a nurse, I'm sure you would do the same thing. I work with a lot of people who aren't nurses and they take this for Bible. They'll call EMS based on this reading. I would not recommend that. I'd always recommend taking it at least on the bicep with an automatic, if not manually, before you base your judgment of what somebody's blood pressure is. I have extra pens. Again, I bring my own pens and I try to buy pens that aren't going to look like everybody else's. So that way I can recognize mine. Funny story, when these pens first came out, they were in white. And I was buying them and everyone was like, ooh, what a nice pen, what a nice pen. I'm like, that's my pen, don't touch my pen. And then I noticed another nurse got them. And then I was like, oh my gosh, somebody else has a pen that looks like mine. So now if I put mine down and she puts hers down, we don't know whose it is. Then I started buying the blue colored ones. Same thing. Now they have green, and I've started buying the green because so far nobody else has the green. So that's why I have these. But I will tell you another trick I have for knowing my pen. Okay, I have some feminine hygiene products. That's a little bit embarrassing. I'll just leave those in there. This is something, I don't really carry it so much with me anymore. Like on my body on my person while I'm working, but a foldable clipboard. I highly recommend these. They typically will fit in the cargo pants pocket on my leg of my scrubs. And especially when I was a new nurse, I carried this all the time, taking notes. And if you're new to a facility and you don't remember somebody's name or like what their preferences are for their meds or whatever, this is just so easy to have with you at all times. If something happens where it's like, oh yeah, I need to reorder that med and I might forget, you could quickly write it down, stick it back in your pocket. It's just again, this is something that when I've pulled out places, people are like, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. And I'm sure the designers made it so that it would fit in a scrub pants pocket, and it does. So I still have it with me because you never know when you might want it, but I don't carry it on me as much as I used to. Okay, I bring my own mouse. You might be like, Diane, are you Mary Poppins with this stupid bag? But I can't tell you how many times I've gotten to work and the mouse is missing. I think it's because a lot of times they're wireless. That's why I got a wired one. So people just walk off with it. I work in memory care units where the residents take it and put it wherever. So I bring my own mouse. Again, I got this is cute, but I got this color because this doesn't look like any mouse anybody else has. It also just happens to like light up on the outside. So it's not like the cheap black facility mouse. It is not impossible to use a laptop without a mouse, but it is so much faster and just so much more convenient to have one. So I bring my own, put my name on it. All right, this is, well, there's a few things in here, but a lip gloss of some feminine hygiene products. I must have obviously thrown in pens and pencils at some point. An extra lipstick happens to be in here, hair ties. I also carry pads and tampons because you know there's going to be somebody at work who's going to ask you for one. So if you're working 12 hours together, it just, when you need to depend on somebody for one, they have it. When I could share it, I have it to share. So it's just something nice to have in case anybody needs it. I think the rest of the stuff in here, oh, another thermometer. I don't know why this is at the bottom here. Probably stopped working or something. Charging wires and some dust bunnies that fell off in here. But you know, again, you always need to bring a charging wire. Somebody's going to want to use it. Although if you let them use it, make them use it at your station. Do not let them walk off with it. If you do, you will probably never see that charger again. So an extra charging wire. I usually try to charge my phone on the way into work, so I don't have to worry about that. And then I put it on low battery usage while at work, and that seems to work for me. But you just never know, so it's a good idea to bring one. I have a little hairbrush in here. You know, 12-hour shift, man, your hair can get to be quite a disaster at the end of that. I have, again, I don't know what this is. I don't know why that's in there. Pens, pencils. I didn't mention specifically Sharpies. I bring my own Sharpies because they always walk off. CNAs, caregivers are always taking them. They run out. The tips get wrecked. I bring my own. My name tag is in here. I have a name tag from a former job in here. State regulation is typically that you have to be wearing a name tag, just in case you didn't know that. And I found residents really appreciate it, especially residents who have some memory issues. I can always see them kind of glancing at my name tag, and that's when I'm saying my name. It's just a comfort level that they can be like, hey, Diane, you know, can you help me with this? I think it's just, whether it were a state regulation or not, I just think it's like a level of respect to show your residents that they can identify you. You're not trying to hide anything. Their family comes in. They know who I am. Oh, Diane, yeah. And I know if you work at a hospital or something, you might be thinking, of course we're wearing our name tag. That's how we get into the building. That's how we get access our computers. Not everywhere is like that. A lot of places don't have that level of security, so a name tag isn't really necessary to do your job. And people forget them, they don't care, they throw them in their car, whatever. I always wear mine. So the pen I wanted to show you, I bet that I have it in my purse. Yes, I also carry my purse in a separate bag. I remember I was at an orientation sometime, and the guy giving the orientation, he was not a nurse. He was like an HR guy, really great guy. And he's like, why do you guys bring such big bags to work? And he's like, he saw this bag and he's like, and you also carry a purse? I'm like, you just don't understand 12-hour shifts, man. You understand the number of hours we're here and that we might need something. Now, again, I'm paranoid, but I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. What I wanted to show you with the pen that must be in my purse is that I sometimes tie like a little piece of ribbon or yarn around the clip on a pen that's kind of hanging off a little. That's a good way to identify your pen. And people tend, I think, to not walk off with your pen if they know there's such a clear identifier like that. I don't know what it is, but they look at it, they're like, oh, this is your pen. It's like it clicks then. So they'll use it and then put it back. In general, I try not to lend out my pens though. I'll let somebody sign something with it, but I don't really in general like them to walk off with it, you know, because if they walk off with it, probably not coming back. So I carry a lot of stuff to work. I admit it. I used to carry more stuff to work. I should probably go get my big bag to show you the material and stuff. Hang on. This one was currently gathering dust in the back of my closet. So if there's any dust bunnies hanging off of it or anything, that's why. This is the material that I'm talking about. There's lots of companies that make these sorts of bags now. A lot of them have like the little holes in it. I think that's the brand like that everybody gets. But this is awesome because you can spray Lysol on it, do whatever, and just wipe it off so easily. And you know, anything that gets on this bag, you can clean. But you can see how big this is, right? This is the bag I used to carry. That I brought on night shift. And again, what I typically would do on night shift is I would wear my like floor shoes to work. And then about like 2 o'clock in the morning, I would take those off for a little while and throw Crocs on. We weren't really allowed to wear Crocs on the floor, but I knew I was mostly not going to be on my feet for a couple of hours. And I just wanted to like release the pressure of the floor shoes. So I brought extra scrubs. Like I said, I brought everything on night shift. It's like, you know, you're going to sleepover when you're on night shift. So I brought all my stuff. But again, you might think this is like overkill or whatnot. I consider myself a paranoid person in general, but I also like to be prepared. I don't want to need something and then be like, oh, where is that? I mean, I cannot tell you the number of times I've needed to like grab something and it's not there. And if it's sitting there in my bag, I know at least one place where I can go find it if I need it. That is my advice to you. If you want to do your job, sometimes the universe and your facility and your coworkers are going to work against you by scattering stuff to the winds. But if you have your own, you can take care of your people. And that's what I like to do. If you have any questions or comments, or you want to share what's in your nursing bag, I can't imagine what else people might have in there, but if you have something I don't have, I'd love to hear it, because maybe it's something I haven't thought of and I need to start carrying it, and you need to share that with me. Let us know in the comments down below. If you have any questions about where did you get that, or why do you have that, or I might try to put some links to stuff, because a lot of stuff I did buy on Amazon. I'm not an affiliate or anything at this point, but I'm happy to share that information. But yeah, if you have any questions, comment down below. All right, I'm gonna go put all my stuff back in my bag and get ready for work tomorrow. Until next time.